Hello everyone, and here the little Frenchie in Big Texas. Today we are in the kitchen and we are going to work on keeping flour for long-term food storage. With what's going on, between all the shelves and the flour that is very hard to find on the shelves in the last 2 years. What's going on the European side, talking about further food shortages, in particular on the grains, which means the flour. I want to make sure we have some stocked. We already do, but I want to increase our storage here, and I want to share with you some of the ways to store flour. The first way, which I am going to do for, I would say, most expensive flour, the more delicate one, not the large quantity. So for instance, I love buckwheat. So I just have a few packs. It's not that much. So for this, what I'm gonna do is use mason jars and vacuum seal mason jars. But first, to make sure there are no bugs in there, I am gonna put it in the freezer for a few days. 3, 4, maybe a week. The longer the best to kill the bugs, but at least 3 or 4 days in the freezer. Once you take it out of the freezer, you leave it at room temperature for 24 hours just to let it come back to room temperature before pouring it into a mason jar and vacuum sealing it. If you haven't seen vacuum sealing mason jar, I will put the link of the video and you can just check it out. It's fairly easy. You just need a vacuum sealer, and I am here with my Nutrichef. Plenty of other brands. All you need is the adapter to vacuum seal the jars. So this is more, jars are not that cheap anymore, and it only contains that much. These are the large jars, so it's gonna be fine for my buckwheat, for some of the other flour I have. But for the larger quantities, I'm gonna do something else. And what I'm gonna do here, I bought some mylar bag, and that's actually my first bag that I vacuum sealed, as you can see. So this one was just some regular enriched flour. I have a lot more. I have a big 15-25 pounds bag that I got from my local warehouse. Some more here. So I highly recommend for you to get some of these mylar bags. Try to get the thicker ones. The thicker, the best for the bugs. And as always, before doing this, put it in the freezer. The flour in the freezer, in the bag, just like that. I just put it in the freezer 4 or 5 days. Let it sit at room temperature, come back to room temperature for a day, and then it's ready to pour in your mylar bag, and then you just vacuum seal it in your vacuum sealer. But to keep it longer term, because this should be, it should be safe, right? It's a pretty thick, this is 7 milliliters, so it's pretty thick. The thicker I could find, my vacuum sealer actually had a hard time vacuum sealing it. I had to press some sealing like 5 times to make sure it was really done. It did not do it just one time. It's that thick. So this is good. I'm really thinking it's gonna discourage the bugs, right? But just to make sure, I am gonna take extra precaution. And my extra precaution here, I'm gonna use some plastic buckets. So let me show you what I've got right there. So here are my buckets. Food grade, as you can see. And what I'm gonna do here is just put my, so I actually washed them first. And what I'm gonna do is put my, so this is, I only have that one for now, but I'm thinking it should hold easily 4 or 5 of them, packing them well. What I am gonna add as well here is some oxygen absorbers. I have some here. I already put one in the bag here, just to be safe. I will add some more because I really want it to be tightly closed and sealed. And I will add something additional here. Let me show you. So the last step here for the bucket, I am gonna use some bay leaves. So I got a big container here that I'm gonna put in some tea filters. I just did one. So that's what it looks like. And I'm just gonna put 1 or 2 inside the bucket with my oxygen absorbers and my mylar bags of flours, just to make sure. I really don't want any bugs. I've had bugs in that flour here way too often, so now I'm taking all precautions. Freezer first, Then bay leaves in the bucket. And don't forget here, just to make sure, oxygen absorbers, I would put one in the mylar bag that you vacuum seal, just in case. It should not be necessary, but I don't think it's gonna hurt. And I would put a few, maybe 2 or 3 in the bucket before closing it and sealing it good. With that, hopefully you should be good, and that should keep many years. I'm hoping beyond 10 years here. So just some tricks here on how to keep flour long term. Of course, my favorite here is a mason jar, vacuum sealing it with my Nutrichef. And here you can put an oxygen absorber first, which is fine, but it takes a lot of jars to keep these big bags of white flours I got from the warehouse. So really, I'm gonna keep these for the most expensive flours, the special flours, and for the regular one, big buckets, mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, bay leaves, and we should be good to go. So I bought these bay leaves as well as the tea filters on Amazon. Very quick delivery. They look like pretty decent bay leaves. So if you're interested, they were not that expensive. I will put the link in the description below. For the mylar bags, I did not use Amazon. I started looking, they have tons of options, a lot of reviews. Some are really good, others just very bad. So you're really not sure what you're gonna get at the end. And I couldn't find the very thick ones. I wasn't too sure what I was gonna get. So I went into a completely different website, which is called, I will check, mylar discounts or discount mylar bags. I will put the link as well in the description below. I'm not an affiliate on that one. It's just sharing. It was a quick delivery. It looks like pretty good and thick mylar bags. And so far the oxygen absorbers that I bought also from that website look reliable. So I just placed them in that mason jar and it's already sealed. So, well, there are quite a few. So hopefully, yes, it is, but it looks like they're good. So far I would recommend the website. I will put the link. And for this on Amazon, I will put the link as well. On that one, I am an affiliate, so I earn a little commission at no cost to you. Just help the channel. And last step, of course, is to put what it is here and the date. So we are April 20 what? 23rd?
23rd, yeah.
23rd, 2022. And this is bread, flour, and reached from HEB. Important before putting it in your bucket. So here's my food grade bucket. I was a bit too optimistic initially, thinking I could put that many of this gallon mylar bag. I got 3 pretty full ones in there, and I think that's gonna be it for the 1 gallon. I might be able to add 1 or 2 smaller ones, especially particular here, for instance, on the side. Thinking one could fit here, maybe another one on top, but that will be it. We can probably push it to 4 gallon max, but that is it. It's a 5 gallon bucket, so that will be it. But here is what it looks like. I added here as well on the side some of my dehydrated sourdough starter with the flour, ready to make some bread just in case. And I have some, yeah, here at the bottom, my bay leaf. I would add another one as well as the oxygen absorber when I'm ready to seal it. And so for that bucket, I bought it from Home Depot. I think you've got it as well at Lowe's and other of these stores. They were running low at Home Depot, but I think you should be able to look for it on the internet and find some together with the lids. So food grade is the best, but I'm thinking if they're not food grade, it's well packed and sealed in mylar box. So even another kind of bucket, if they're running out of this one, should be fine. What you really want here is to protect it from any
insect, rodent, and so a solid bucket should do.
That video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. More to come as always. Thank you. So be safe and be prepared. Thank you all for watching.